And I'm back. Got some food in my system. And I'd say ready, but not entirely ready to face the slow, methodical, plodding poison forest. I think that's a bone shard in there. Let's find out. Sword actually does really good damage. I thought these guys were only weak to fire, but I was thinking of the slimes. However, fire does do decent damage against them. It's just about the same as my sword, only it's an AoE. Screw you guys. And we have a bone shard. I also have 3 Estus flash shards, which I should probably go turn in. Yeah, but first, let's get this other bonfire. This bonfire is of moderate importance. Not necessarily just because it is a bonfire, but because of what is around the bonfire. Because up here we have multiple good things. We have a covenant, the bonfire itself, which is good. It's always nice to have more covenants. And that up there, those are some ashes. And those ashes are responsible for giving you the purchasable Titanite. As in, instead of you having to be like, oh man, I have to find Titanite for XYZ, you can get small Titanite right here. And you can now buy infinite Titanite from the shopkeeper for the remainder of your run as soon as you turn that in. I missed the lizard, but that's fine. That's all there is really up here, is the really good ashes and the crystal lizard. The ashes will probably become more and more useful as you New Game Plus, or get way later into the game and decide that your weapon spread isn't what you would like it to be. Or if you just feel like experimenting with weapons, because you're going to want them to have pluses on them. And now I can be less choosy with what I wield. Because I only had 9 Titanite. That's like one other weapon. Aside from the very nice view, and the obvious bounding box over there that you can see, there is a small handful of items and a boss. A mini-boss. Anyone who's played Dark Souls 1 will recognize this guy, although he's a little bit more stony. But we're not going to handle him quite yet. First things first. And the first thing is going over here and getting some items. This guy leads you into an ambush. But if you can kill the screamer And then, but if you can kill him before he aggroes everyone, then you can probably also get the Crystal Lizard, but that would still require quite a bit of gymnastics. Usually what is recommended is you run in, you kill the Crystal Lizard, and possibly die. Then you go away and come back, and then you try and fight and get up here. But since there isn't really anything up there, it's kind of pointless anyway. I could have sworn there was an item on this guy, but I guess not. He's looking really ragged. Oof. And I thought this was climbable, but it's not. They're very downtrodden, these people. And there's also a small handful of items down there with relatively little danger to you. The only real danger right now is gravity. This area is meant to intimidate you because of the dead dragon on the bridge. But we clearly underline this is a dead dragon. This dragon is not getting up. No! There we go. This was the dragon that broke the bridge that made those guys unable to cross. He died a long time ago. And Lightning Spear, if you're going for a faith build, it's a decent weapon. I say weapon, it's a miracle, quote unquote. Also, we got a flame resistant shield. In fact, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and switch to that. Dark damage reduction, stamina regeneration, lightning reduction, just plain old physical, high stability. It weighs a little bit more, but it's worth it. Pretty much everything, anything major does fire damage, which is kind of weird, but it also goes with the theming, I suppose. Since I'm not exactly the most sure-footed person, I'm going to... Well, yeah, I guess you do need to run up here if you want to make it back, because this is the primary way of getting to the other side. I could have handled that a lot more efficiently, but whatever. Alright, then. Let us see how good I am at fighting demons. This is basically the stronger version of the tutorial boss demon from Dark Souls 1. I say stronger because he has, I think, slightly more health, slightly more armor, and a new attack. But his speed is the same. And the way of defeating him is relatively the same. Stab him in the butt and watch out for butt slams. Also, if you hit him hard enough, you can knock off his legs. Poor guy. And then his locomotion ability is vastly reduced. That's a guaranteed great axe if you didn't want to spend the time grinding for one from the starting area. And 2 embers. I need to put you out of your misery. And that's how you obtain the Soul of a Stray Demon, which is probably the most out-of-the-way, quote-unquote, boss soul. I say it's a boss soul. It's not really a boss, per se, but it counts as a boss soul regardless. It is one of the soul turn-ins for the item creations. So it's technically a boss soul. And that's this area completed. Never need to come back here again. But it's nice to have the bonfire near the Covenant turn-in. That's a nice little touch that they added. Excuse me. No, you're a player. Sorry. Let's see. What's next on the list? Next would probably be... Let me turn in that soul real quick. Let me go back to base, do some running around, and I'll be back.
This coal is from the undead legion, used to forge the weapons of Farron's Abyss Watchers. A fine prize. I'm honored to be endued with it.
Endowed.
Now I'll be equipped to infuse special gems. Praise the gods, eh? Time to put this brawn to use. Well. What's the undead legion doing with a coal such as this? I heard one of the crystal sages had sided with Farron's Abyss Watchers. I suppose it must be true. You should know, this coal is imbued with magic. First one I've ever seen. Hardly a surprise, is it? I've never been one for books or wise men.
So, let's see, what are we at? +3? Let's make one of these +3.
Be careful.
Don't want to see my work squandered. Oh.
Ashen, where didst thou happen upon the stuff? Tell me for the sport.
I didn't mean to skip over that. Basically, she says that it's, weak ashes, basically implying she knew one of the people that it belonged to.
Oh yes, I see. Clinging to lofty dreams in this dying world. More's the pity. It must come from one most foolish indeed. Wouldst thou not agree?
And now we can buy a Titanite.
Ashen One, be sure to bring new souls.
Alright. What else have we got? Got souls to turn in.
You know I'm a petty thief. Well, perhaps I'll go on the prowl. Everyone's dead or hollowed away anyway, right? So I might as well fetch some weapons or treasure for you. Well, what do you say?
Sure.
Thank you. You will not be disappointed. Grey Rat the Thief was once a well-known name. Until I ended up rotting in a cell.
I kind of feel bad for the guy. Seems like he's losing himself.
Goodbye. I will leave for some time. So long for now. Do stay safe, you hear? Or my efforts will have been for naught.
I'm not really sure how to feel about this guy. Let's go play a trip to Yol. How's it going, Yol? You holding out okay, buddy?
Oh, our champion Vash. Welcome home. This pilgrim, with a debt in death, hardly deserves to behold this divine flame. And I never would have, had you not taken me into your service. I thank you dearly for this, and assure you of my leal service.
Now, I don't know if I've mentioned, but if not, here it is. You can have him draw out your strength. You can do this up to 5 times, and each time you do it, you will gain a Dark Sigil stack, which allows you to hollow. Every time you die, your hollowing will increase by an exponent based off of your Dark Sigil stacks. And this thing is permanent until you New Game Plus, or you can cure it with the Firekeeper's Soul. However, upon gaining 5 stacks, Yol dies. Spoiler alert, Yol dies no matter what. He ends up dying regardless of how you play the game. It's just a question of what you want his death to accomplish for you. If you want the Dark Lord ending, you want to draw out True Strength constantly. If you want to link the Flame, probably don't do that. Yeah, because after he dies of 5 times being used, Yuria will show up here. If you don't get Yuria, you can't get the Dark Lord ending, so you have to choose between 2, possibly 3 other endings. Anyway, I'm not going to be drawing out my True Strength. It is expensive to try and fix that, and I don't want to do the Dark Lord ending on this file. I'm probably just going to do Link the Flame. But I will show all of the endings once I get to the point where endings are a showable thing, since I've done the other 2 endings on my other 2 playthroughs on my main character.
Be safe, champion of Ash.
Will do. You take care, buddy. Like, I don't know. Try removing that thing from your back. So I was reading a thing that was saying that those things on their back is supposed to prevent them from getting the curse. And by the curse, I mean... what even is that sound? Anyway, it's theorized that the clerics are meant to put things on their back to avoid getting the dark sign, but I don't know if that's actually a thing that's possible.
What a sick joke. Asking us to seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their mouldering thrones. Talking true legends. Those...
He has changed dialogue whenever you come back with a cinder dude thing. Yeah, buddy. I feel you.
Oh, are we in the game?
Yes, we do.
We spoke before of the sacrifices and the other story.
I've summoned you.
I'm well pleased to see you safe.
I'm well pleased to see you safe.
We reached the cathedral of the deed, but Aldrich's coffin was empty. The man eater must have left for his true home. The little doll in the empty coffin told me. Aldrich is said to hail from Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes our destination.
And mine too. And that's this doll.
Aldrich's honest home is Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes.
All right. I shall see you there. Hey, Waffle Face.
Well, hasn't it been some time? I'm Leon, the ring finger. Remember me? I slipped you those red eyes some time ago. You're making quite an effort of it, so I thought you might like to know. If you yearn for a proper red-eye organ, one that is uncracked, then kill the Dark Wraith survivor of the man swallowed by darkness. He has been a prisoner for many ages in the deepest cell all through.
Okay.
I can see it in your eyes. If you didn't invade, didn't pillage, whatever would you do?
Okay. Skeleman. You think you know me, but you don't. Right then. Let us return to the lovely, lovely swamp. Let us see if the video quality is any better now, or if it's any worse. So I guess this entire video section will be a test. Anyway, let us continue. And worst case scenario, I'll just, I guess, have to skip this. Oh no, not the worst part in the game. So we still have 2 more torches to light. If you look up, you can actually see them above their houses if you look carefully enough and know where to look, I guess. But yeah, this place is a giant circle. So the fiery paths lead you from one to the next. I'm trying to remember if there's another pyromancy tome in here. There probably is. That's a Taurus demon. There's a couple of them that hang out here in the swamp. Here's some more Estus soup. Okay. So if I set the frame rate to record higher, it doesn't drop frames, it just drops the frame rate that it records at, depending on how high the game is recording at currently. Interesting. I'm gonna wait this out. Actually, screw it. If you want a relatively efficient way of traveling through this swamp, use the quick jump from those daggers that we found earlier. It's actually the fastest way to move through, but it does use FP. And when you are out of FP, it will start using additional stamina. Did I already get this one? I did not. Excellent. Woo. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm dead. You can see why I don't like these goats. They can just grab you and you die, and that's it. There is a person driving by with a very low bass in their car. You may be able to hear it. It's the most peculiar beat. It's not even like a song, it's just like bum bum bum. Ouch. Oh. Did I find it? Did I find it? Oh. Glory be. Glory be. Hello, Taurus Demon. Oh. So a lot of people seem to think that there... So a lot of people give me crap or say that there is a proper way to play the game. But honestly, I think it's meant to be played the way you want to play it. That's why you can beat it with very untypical ways. And that's amazing. Like, the game isn't necessarily... It's like, oh, if you're doing poorly, you should grind more. It is an RPG in the sense that you can level up whenever you want to via grinding. However, the gameplay isn't really typical of an RPG because it's all about memorizing the patterns of what's going on. It's more like a complex algorithmic puzzle game. Oh boy. Excuse me, sirs. So once you've actually got the mapping down mentally, this game becomes a lot easier. And another large part of that is figuring out the boss patterns. Once you've figured out the boss patterns, you can run through this game in a matter of hours. I'm going to go that way, but first I'm going to take a short break. Alright. We are soon to fight the first set of Lords of Cinders. No. Sorry about that. We're about to fight the first set of Cinder Lords, which I believe I usually end up fighting them first. They lead to... Let's see. Yeah, these are actually the first ones you have to fight, I guess. Yeah, you have to fight these guys first. Huh. Unless... there is a way you can sequence break. But I'm not gonna spoil that until I get to the place where I would be sequence breaking to. Just like normally. And in fact, the sequence breaking makes things really bizarre. Like, for instance, there are 2 NPCs that can only be summoned if you sequence break the game. And if you don't sequence break it, you cannot ever summon NPCs to help you fight this boss. There's also another giant crystal lizard, which I'm probably going to ignore for now. Great magic weapon is pretty good. And this is the shortcut that is by the Road of Sacrifices. This is by that, it's one of the easier ways to get to the coal if you hadn't gotten it in the previous area. I mean, if you want to fight me, come at me. I wasn't going to fight you. Oh. I never burned my bone shard. Which is why my heals are doing garbage. You can stagger the crystal lizard. I never knew that. No. There we go. Titanite scales are for, I think, boss weapons. Yeah. These are for boss soul weapons only. You use a numerous of these to get it to +4, and then you use a Titanite slab to get to +5, and that's the maximum that boss weapon can get to, making boss weapons arguably weaker than normal weapons. There are also some unique drops that follow similar rules. The Fume Knight Sword is also considered to be a boss weapon, even though it's not, because you don't fight a boss to get it. It's just a unique drop similar in nature to that of the Uchigatana and the Butcher Knife, but both of those take normal Titanite shards, so it's kind of confusing as to what they decide to qualify as a boss quote-unquote weapon. This ended up actually being quite a short episode because, well, the next boss is right here, and usually this is where it would be a farming and getting items episode. Also, let's sit back and let these guys do their thing. I didn't ask for this. I ordered Thai food, not Chinese. You seem to be mistaken, good sir. You think you can take me, but you cannot. I don't know why I haven't been able to backstab you, though. This is bizarre. There we go. It's all that hair. It's covering up your back. Well, now I can't show off the feature. Basically, these two will go up and fight the goatmen that are along the way. See? He'll kill all of them by himself. And the nifty thing is, he'll actually get usually somewhere around half health because of their poison breath. So it makes him easier to kill. You also get souls for all of them. And then you can loot the area with relative impunity because you don't have to worry about fighting nearly anything. He's pretty tough, though. He does hit very hard. So if you do get hit, you will take damage. Lots of damage. The idea is not to get hit. And though this and another Lord of Cinder are arguably tied for easiest Lords of Cinder, I will probably be summoning any available help there is in NPC form for the sake of advancing their storyline. There should be anywhere from 1 to 3 NPCs out here, depending on what you've done. That's not an NPC. That's not an NPC. That's not an NPC. That's not an NPC. So Goddard, guy who helps you for later boss, is supposed to be out here, as is Cirrus of the Sunless Cirrus of the Sunless Cirrus of the Sunless Realms is supposed to be out here if you have talked to her at least twice, as well as Goddard is usually out here. I don't know why he's not. Maybe his sign's just buried under these people. And also, if you have your dark side already up to 5 stacks, you can summon another NPC. I forget its name. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh well, I guess I'm going in alone then. Prepare for a slightly long-form episode. As much as I say these guys are probably one of the easiest Lords of Cinder, because they are the first and obviously not optional, and they unlock the rest of the game basically for you, they are still pretty tough. That is the Watchdogs of Farron emote. Also, you can get either the right-hand sword or both of the sword and the dagger. They can be backstabbed. I don't know if they can be parried. I've never actually tried, honestly. And my parry timing is pretty abysmal. Also, make sure you keep your eye on the one, because only the one taking damage will matter. The way you tell which one it is this one does not have a health bar. That's because his health bar is the one at the bottom of the screen. The longer you fight, the more of these guys will show up, and that one will fight alongside you. And he's dead. It's not exactly a trivial fight in and of itself, but there are certainly harder fights in the game. Oof. Especially if you let this guy do most of your damage for you. Whoops. Walked right into that one. Pardon the game slowdown. That's... I don't know what's even causing that. I am missing all of my backstabs. I am the worst. Oh, Lord. Alright. Get him. Finish him off. Sorry, Reddy. I didn't mean to even attack you. That's phase 1. For phase 2, he gets angry. However, on the plus side, there is only one now. Oh, there you are. I'd bow to you, but you wouldn't bow back. You can still backstab this form as well. He hits pretty hard, though. Ah, what the crap? That shouldn't have hit. Of course. This is the type of fight that everybody usually looks for in Dark Souls. It's a one-on-one man who is roughly your size, with a moveset that you can actually obtain. In a fair fight. It's like, sure, he's strong, but he's basically, like, the definition of PvP. If you can PvP okay, this boss is relatively easy. Ow. Problem is, I'm pretty bad at PvP. But I'm good at backstabs. Most people, when they go to PvP, all they're doing is fishing for backstabs anyway. I'm out of Estus, so I may as well get aggressive. No! Alright, good fight, good fight.
since heard a great deal about you. For one, that you are most gentle of heart. I, too, am bound by duty, but can offer you my sign. I hear that cordial intrusion lays the path to embers. If I can be of help, by all means, do call upon me. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
That is Cirrus of the Sunless Realms. Sunless Sea, Sunless Realm, whatever. Now I think she'll actually join us. Elos. Anios. El Morgana. Where are you, Cirrus? Is this you? There's Goddard. He finally showed up, at least. Goddard's cool. Where's Cirrus? Whatever. Come on, Goddard. Goddard's a cool bro. Everybody else is just gone. Why am I only able to summon one person? That's weird. Yeah! Actually, let me switch to that. No. No. That. Alright, Goddard. Are you ready to take this on? You don't look ready. Wow. I have 1+1 and 1+2. That's pretty funny. Bakemono ga! Goddard, get him! What happened to your focus? Goddard, don't die, bro. I want you to not die in the first phase, could you please? Oh, Red Eye Black Dragon! Here, I'll save you, Goddard. Alright, now don't fight the red one, Goddard. Yeah! Goddard, what are you doing? I get your sectutiveness, but come on, buddy! We have bigger fish to fry! Like this guy! This one right here! That's fine. It's fine, Goddard. I still have faith in you. Now, by my count, you only have to do about 200 damage to this guy, Goddard. And we should be gravy. Round 2. Fight! Alright, Goddard. You got this? Ha! You got it. Start planking on him with your bows and arrows. Goddard, please. Your arrows are lame. Ouch. I'm gonna drink anyway, even though I didn't need a full drink. Oof. Oof. Why am I attacking into fire? Why am I backstabbing nothing? Why am I dying? Why am I so bad at this game? Thanks, Goddard. Interrupted him. You know, backstabbing is ideal, but it's not necessary. I shouldn't have focused so much on backstabbing last time, and I would have killed him. Oof. Goddard, no! Goddard, no! Goddard! 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 Your sacrifice won't be in vain, Goddard! No! Victory. But at what cost? Got it. No. And with Goddard's death, the first quarter of the game is done. We have defeated the first Lord of Cinder. Let's go reap the rewards, shall we?
Good. The firekeeper must be twitching with delight. What do you really know about these Lords of Cinder? These supposed legends? Let's take Aldrich for one. A right and proper cleric. Only he developed a habit of devouring men. He ate so many that he bloated like a drowned pig, then softened into sludge. So they stuck him in the Cathedral of the Deep, and they made him a Lord of Cinder, not for virtue, but for might. Such as a lord, I suppose. But here I ask, do we have a sodding chance? At the foot of Lothric Castle, an old path still runs below the tower in the undead settlement. It was used to transport sacrifices to the Cathedral of the Deep. You should see where it leads, if you use the stones for it.
Oh, ye of little faith. How do you like me now?
You haven't given up. I don't mean it. Not now I've flown. sworn by wolf's blood to contain the abyss, the Legion will bury a kingdom at the first sign of exposure. Joyous bunch, really. Gaining admission to the Legion is a matter of some ceremony. Inside their cube, snuffing out the flames of 3 altars opens the door to the wolf.
I already did this.
Even cursed undead won't believe they're special, it seems.
I already did this.
I pity the sorry souls.
I already did this. I already did it. I did it though.
Gaining admission to the Legion.
Yeah. Hey, lady face. Hey, lady face.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak that.
I did it.
Ashen One. To big soul Ashen.
Yeah, whatever.
Farewell with me.
You don't care. I'm so disappointed in you. I thought you'd be happy about the fact that I did the thing.
A half-elf returned, and a fine day it is.
Jesus.
So, happened upon any twisted souls?
Sure. So the stray demon lets you get Hobble's ring. Or Boulder Heave, which is a pyromancy. Which the ring is way better. I personally don't usually care for spells. So I'll get this candlestick. Because why not? In terms of these two, it's a question of what attack pattern you want. The greatsword, the Farron greatsword, comes coupled with the dagger, and it has that ground scraping attack that you saw earlier. However, the Wolf Knight greatsword looks a lot like a certain Abyss Watcher from Dark Souls 1 sword. And also gives you a way better attack, in my humble opinion. So I'm going to get that. Also, I'm not going to get the spell of the Crystal Sage. It's a giant bleh. And I am going to get the rapier because it's a good rapier. And rapiers are good.
Do not be away, Overlord.
Question. What are your elbows resting upon? Nothing. So then why are you sitting like this? Usually people only sit like that if they have something to rest their elbows upon. Your knees are way too far away. You haven't got a table. What are you doing? You also haven't got any legs. Anyway. That's it for this episode, and I will see you in the next one when we start delving into the crypts.